It's like the Truman Show. That's where we are. And the other lands know exactly what's happening here. They do. And they're looking at us like, hey, these people are grimy. Like, we're grimy to those. You think you're so cool and so suave and so great. They're looking at us like, why do they have money? Why do they allow themselves to be controlled like this? Why do they have wars and stuff? No, we need this treaty. These people cannot come in. They're dirty. At the bottom of the barrel, hell. And Mkhwanazi is part of the CIA, the American CIA. This is so deep. This is with the G20, with the Palestinians, with the Israelites buying the land in Cape Town, with the Somalians, with the drugs. Everything has been orchestrated. I hate these people. I really do. They don't care about you. Presidents are not elected by the people. They are selected by the people in higher places and cloaks. They've already decided, when you guys take to the polls, they've already decided who's going to win. All of this stuff that is happening is orchestrated. As a matter of fact, you don't even know where you really are.
Wake up. This world is not what you think it is. I've been around for 71 years. In the last 53 years, I have spent my life in the world of the occult. The word occult is a Latin word meaning hidden. Everything that's of any importance has been hidden. The guys at the top know stuff you don't know. I made it my business to find out. And the one thing that has absolutely astounded me is how much we don't know about the world we live in. So I would say to young people watching, you better wake up and get a life and start figuring out who owns you. What is all this crap about people owning your body on this New York Stock Exchange?
So you recommend self-education for the
self-education.
I completely agree. I think the state education is run by the mafia, and we have private schools, which are businesses, so self-education.
Right.
Yo. Okay, so I want us to ask ourselves a very important question, right? Whenever, out of all the evidence we heard, especially from Mkhwanazi, whenever did Mkhwanazi say that Brown Mogotsi has given him incorrect intelligence? Why is it that every time Mkhwanazi spoke about his interactions with Brown Mogotsi, the evidence that he was given about the claims that Mogotsi was making to him was verified and has always been verifiable? You must remember, the disbanding of the PKTT, that information came from Brown Mogotsi. That's how Mkhwanazi got it. The IPID investigations, the IDAG investigation, you name it, every single thing that has ever come out of Brown Mogotsi, right, to whoever his contacts are, whether it be Senzo Mchunu, the communications between them, how they arranged for Ket Matlala to finally be arrested, whatever, you know what I mean? Every single thing has always come to pass. The only doubt in the evidence that Brown Mogotsi has given is that thing that he was told to go and do, where he was told to make it seem as if there was a hit on him. That's the first time that Brown Mogotsi has been found wanting. First and only time. Why would he want to destroy his own credibility if he is an agent? Oh, because he might need to reveal that he's an agent and then destroy the credibility of him actually being an agent by coming up with a cover story, because as an agent you need to always have a cover story. So your cover story is that I'm lying about being an agent while being an agent, and then claiming to be an agent who is unbelievably an agent and therefore is dismissed as an agent and then gets away with being an agent. It's not that complicated, guys. But as for his testimony tomorrow, give the man his drugs. You can see he's struggling.
Going to relate whatever that he heard from the Lieutenant General Mkhwanazi.
And did you see this as a matter of importance for the minister?
Kat Matlala is the infamous John Wick. You know, Brown Mogotsi isn't even halfway through his testimony at the Madlanga Commission, but he's already said so much. I have so many questions. Here's what he has said so far. Firstly, he claims Kat Matlala is actually John Wick. John Wick is this mystery man who was apparently targeting members of a gang in Pretoria known as Boko Haram. He sounded almost like an urban legend. Even police tried to unmask this John Wick and they never could. But could this be their big break? Then you've got this. He claims that General Mkhwanazi and King Misuzulu are actually CIA recruits.
Number 5 is what we have not yet met, the New World Order. Right? We haven't experienced it yet. We're going to it. We look forward to it. But it needs to accommodate us as Amacos.
And the G20, the Commonwealth and many other international bodies to forge a new world order founded on equality.
There was a video clip that I had and I shared it on my Facebook page maybe about 15 years ago when when we first started getting onto Facebook, of Owar Tambo giving allegiance and pledging his allegiance rather of the ANC in the 70s in the United Nations, right, in The Hague, saying that we fully support the New World Order. Fully support the New World Order as the African National Congress.
I hate those people. Government sucks. They really, really do. They're bad. They're so bad. I hate them.
Thank you, Commissioners. During the period from 1993 to the early part of 1995, I was in Contresses operative, but in its self-defense unit, which operated within South Africa, and had its own objective and gathering of intelligence. I gained a lot of experience in the clandestine gathering of intelligence and the practices of counterintelligence. I then became and I was appointed an official informant for the South African Police Service in 1999. During 2009, I was registered and thereafter acted as an agent for crime intelligence in the South African Police Service.
And can you explain to the Commission the difference between an informant and an agent?
You see, an informant will be any person. It even happens in different situations.
Vault unlocked. I told you guys. Dazzling Diamonds, I told you guys. Didn't I tell you guys? I told you guys. Brown Mogotsi. He was speaking today at the Madlanga Commission. He was speaking today. And he says that, not in his words, mine, he is a secret agent. Didn't I say to you he's giving CIA vibes, undercover what? That's what he says he is. To the point where he even goes and says he has a handler that he reports to. A handler. I told you guys. I knew it. He goes to the extent of saying that Mkhwanazi is part of the CIA. And I was saying it seems like Brown is part of the CIA type situation. He says Mkhwanazi is. He said a lot of things today. Some parts I was just like, is this guy, he's lying. People will lie under oath. They will. They really will. They will perjure themselves. But there's something deep about that guy. Because he's giving Smeagol vibes. But I knew it, that he's some kind of agent. He's messy. Very, very messy. But he's going to unleash those files. He's unleashing those files. I hate these people. I just want to tell you guys that. I really do. They have killed our country. They really, really have. Apparently, allegedly, he is confirming that Ket Matlala is John Wick. Y'all remember John Wick, right? Can you imagine? The rumors were circulating, but now Brown is coming out to say, indeed, he is. And Mkwenazi is part of the CIA, the American CIA. This is so deep. This is with the G20, with the Palestinians, with the Israelites buying the land in Cape Town, with the Somalians, with the drugs. Everything has been orchestrated. I hate these people. I really do. They don't care about you. They never had. I told you. That's why I stopped. I've only voted once. The year I got my ID. And I think 2 years after that is when it was voting. I think I was 18. Or it was the year that I got my ID. I was 16. I think. I don't know. I can't remember. I don't even know what the age is for voting. That's the year I voted once and then I stopped. Every time you guys go and you flash your little marks, I stopped because I knew what was happening. Some of us have been woke. Presidents are not elected by the people. They are selected by the people in higher places and cloaks. They've already decided, when you guys take to the polls, they've already decided who's going to win. All of this stuff that is happening is orchestrated. As a matter of fact, you don't even know where you really are. Some of you still believe you are on a floating rock, whereas you are in a firmament. Some of you don't even wonder about what is beyond the ice wall. You don't even know that those planets that they say are up there are actually around. And that's the one thing that countries actually agree on. That's why they have the treaty with all the countries that nobody can go beyond the ice wall. Why do you think they agree on that one thing through and through? There's life out there. Those planets, they're not up there, they're around. It's called the land of Mars. It's called the land of Venus. The land of the giants. It's all outside of the ice wall. There's life and we're not allowed to go there.
So this country in Antarctica,
what about it?
How long has it been there? Why doesn't anybody know about this?
Buddy Agarthia is at least 10,000 years old. Look, when we first encountered the continent, they were already there, right? There's really no definitive way to measure how long they've existed, but look, obviously the highest ranking intelligence authorities are well aware of this place, okay? And the restrictive Antarctic treaties are the reason nobody else is. Look, the Agarthians, they don't want us in. They live within a city built on inconceivably complex architecture. Okay, pyramid-based energy systems that are reminiscent of ancient Egypt. Look, things we don't understand. We do believe that they have trade routes which lead through and beyond the ice wall, okay, connecting them to civilizations far out into the depths of the unknown lands, right? They are the bridge to a world which we have been closed off from, okay? They control the entire goddamn parameter of the ice wall. We've been studying them for decades to the best of our abilities, but it wasn't enough. And so, well, the CIA did the unthinkable, right? They captured a native Agarthian.
Because the human beings here on this side of the wall are dirty. The people, the civilizations outside of the ice wall, they know what we are doing here. We don't know what they're doing there. And they look at us like vermins, like dirt. Because we are in here eating each other, making rules and laws that are unnatural. They live naturally there. They're giants. There are dinosaurs or mysterious animals beyond that wall. They don't come into our section and we don't go into theirs. That's why all of the countries of the world have signed that treaty. That's why Hillary Clinton said, we've poked so many holes in that glass dome. One day we'll get through. They're never going to get through. That's God's.
I know we have still not shattered that highest and hardest glass ceiling, but someday someone will, and hopefully sooner than we might think right now. Although we weren't able to shatter that highest, hardest glass ceiling this time, thanks to you, it's got about 18 million cracks in it. And the light is shining through like never before, filling us all with the hope and the sure knowledge that the path will be a little easier next time. After all, when there are no ceilings, the sky's the limit. Have given me. And I can't believe we just put the biggest crack in that glass ceiling yet. Thanks to you and to everyone who's fought so hard to make this possible. This is really your victory. This is really your night.
Nobody's getting through, but they keep on trying because they're demonic. I hate these people. Because imagine if they did all of this bad stuff. There would not be, guys, I promise you, just like outside of the ice wall, there would not be any killings of people, poverty, and all these money even. We don't need money. If we lived how they lived there, and that's why they don't want us, because we're dirty, we're conditioned, we're trapped in a jail. Land of Earth, it's not a planet, it's a land. There are many other lands outside the wall. Do your research. It's a real thing.
Hey, when y'all get some time, check out that book called Terra Infinata. I just got a chance to read it, and I'm going to, basically tell y'all what I think about it. So, you see where it says the Ancestral Republic on the bottom? That, and the lands next to it on the left where it says the lands of the Anak. The lands of the Anak is the giants, the Raphaim, the Setika, and the Ancestral Republic is mankind. So before they fled to those lands from the known lands, it was the giants and mankind had formed an alliance and created like a giant civilizations, and they was at war with all the custodians in the known lands, which is the Black Americans. So they was at war with us, and they actually lost the war. Tartaria was destroyed, and all these lands were destroyed, and they fled into what you call the outside the ice wall and formed a new civilization called the Ancestral Republic. And the giants went to the ancient lands of the Anak. Okay, and so now the custodians, which I said are the Black Americans, they are actually supposed to be over these lands. And so they're trying to go out to all these different other lands outside the ice wall, and the custodians are basically waging war with them because they wasn't supposed to survive the wars that we have with them. You know what I'm saying? Or they wasn't supposed to survive the flood, but they survived the flood too. So they're at war with the Ancestral Republic, and they're at war with the giants of Anak, right? And so inside of the known lands, the Black Americans are still considered the custodians in the eyes of the Anunnaki. So that's why there's going to be a lot of changing of leadership once the Anunnaki come, because we're still viewed as the custodians of these lands. But their ancestors, when they took over these lands like America or the Aztec Empire and the Mayan Empire and the Olmec Empire civilizations, they got a lot of our technology in like in the 1400s, 1500s, but they held on to it for a long time, and they just now started to break it down in the 1900s and create their own technologies using our ancient technology. And so they're basically like giving our custodians outside the ice wall a run for their money when it comes to war. And mankind's good at war. You know what I'm saying? So they giving the custodians a run for their money, so the Anunnaki have to come and basically regulate.
The astronauts that went to space have been slowly but surely coming out to say, we never actually went there. CGI.
What was the scariest moment of the journey?
Scariest. It didn't happen. It could have been scary.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened.
I remember my parents waking me up, and we went down and we watched you guys land on the moon.
No,
which
you
was
didn't. No, you didn't.
What?
You watched animation.
Because why don't they actually go out there anymore? Buffalo more. They just pierce that section, but they never go out. All fake. I hate those people. I really do. I wish I was living beyond the wall. I really do. That would be better. The hour section, and the hours is in the center of all the other worlds. A prison. The dirty ones. The savage, dirty ones. So when 3i Atlas comes, it's not coming in from the sky above, out of the firmament. They're just coming in from where they're coming in from that side. Only God knows why they're coming. Because I think the deals that were formed are starting to collapse. It's time. And I'm bored. And I know some of you are not going to believe what I'm saying to you. But do your research, it's true. You will feel that conviction in you that it's true. Go and look at the old maps. There's no way the ancient people that were drawing those hieroglyphics that we just found and stuff were doing that and telling a story, and it's not true. They've lied to you about everything. There's no way. What is it called? A Tyrannosaurus. This is a good example. Tyrannosaurus Rex. Is it a Tyrannosaurus Rex? My son is not here now. He would have told me. That dinosaur that has the small arms. Ne? The main one. It's on Jurassic Park. It has the small arms, and then it's got the legs and the body, and then that head. If just in your logical mind, this is what I've always thought of growing up. For me, in my mind, it doesn't make sense for this animal to be built like that. If gravity is a thing, it doesn't make sense for this animal to be built like this. Does it? If this animal was to fall down, they would have been extinct a long time ago, because how would it get up? Think about it and the laws of gravity. Those small little arms, that big body. My ngawa. It can't get up. They lied.
Science proved I was right about another thing that I've been saying for the longest. It's just TikTok won't push the video. The T-Rex only makes sense if it got wings. Those little ass arms makes no sense. How are you an apex predator with those little ass arms? You can't even defend yourself rightfully. All you got is a mouth. That means you handicapped. So every other dinosaur will smoke you, if dinosaurs exist. But the T-Rex was considered an apex predator because them motherfucking little ass arms was actually wings. And that's proven if you look at an ostrich. If you look at an ostrich skeleton, you'll see it's like a smaller version of a T-Rex. But scientists prove it. They said that museums just didn't update things showing that the T-Rex had wings, proving it was a dragon, like I've been saying.
Just like how some of you guys don't know that there's a leviathan in the ocean. It's there. And some of these things they cannot keep hiding anymore.
Google Earth, guys, look, if we go down to the bottom of the Earth, what does that look like to you? Around Antarctica, what do you see there, guys? It has two eyes. It looks like it has scales. As we zoom in, you can see like it has nostrils. This is really, really fascinating for me as a student of Bible prophecy, because this is what it says in Job chapter 41. Can you draw out Leviathan with a hook? God also says in Isaiah 27 that there's a day coming. Once the judgment is over, Yehovah will slay the reptile that is in the sea. Job chapter 3, verse 8, check this out. May those curse it who curse the day, those who are ready to arouse Leviathan. This happened on April 8th, guys. You tell me, check this out.
During the solar eclipse,
Something big happened in Antarctica that caused waves 25 meters high. People are saying that this surfaced and it came from the direction of Antarctica, and now it is larger than the size of Texas.
Can you imagine a snake that big around the entire circle of the Earth, moving its head, breathing, causing massive tsunamis? What in the world, guys? Is not the truth of the Word of God stranger than fiction?
Just like 3i Atlas, it's actually a thing. There's no way this dinosaur could have survived. The stupid build of anything. Tiny little arms, big body, big head. You fall, you're never getting up again. Kanjani. That should tell you something. It should. It's a very simple example. But listen. I always wondered about that as a child. I'm just like, that doesn't make any sense. And it was so rough there. Dinosaur, battling dinosaur. They lying. Those things were dragons. Why is a dragon in every culture? They're just misrepresenting what it is. It's just like the leviathan in the ocean. Those things have wings. And it's waking up.
Tell me I'm tripping, bro. Tell me that I don't look like the head. Then it goes across. Those look like this, like top part of like a Godzilla. It goes across. It goes across. And then this don't look like a tail.
And it's in the Bible, Christians, if you don't believe me. That beast of destruction, it's waking up because these are the end times. It's about to happen. It's going down. Watch. Watch. I'm not lying. And it's not a conspiracy. Okay, I just went on a tangent. But anyway, we're cooked. And I hate these people. And I just wanted you guys to know that. And I'm hoping that through this video, you will start opening your eyes and doing your own research. Not everything is a conspiracy. And maybe if you take your head out of your staramiso and you take your head out of the bottle, you will start to learn about these things because you need to know. You need to know to survive what is coming. It's not just going to be Israel and these people and Somalians. There are monsters on this earth. Why does every culture, every country have some kind of mythical story about dragons? Every culture and country. Because they exist. There are places named the mountain of what dragon, wada. If you look at those mountains, they're shaped like dragons. Why? Because they were calcified. When the big destruction happened, the floods or whatever it was the floods. Some mountains are shaped like the giants. They're human beings. And they were frozen in that state when the big thing happened.
Mountains of Mpumalanga and many parts of South Africa are covered in the fossilized body parts of creatures, humanoids, reptilians, and giants. And these are not just giants, they're different sizes of giants. And again, I can verify that because in my museum, I have fossilized body parts of giants that are about 80 to 100 meters tall. Why do all ancient cultures talk about dragons? No matter where you look in ancient times, they all talk about dragons and giants and other creatures that we don't even, can't even pronounce some of them.
History has shown us that back then there were giants. Now we see different pictures of rocks shaped as animals and humans, giants. Imagine if they were still alive but they were asleep. Imagine when they wake up, how would it be to live around them?
Dude, it looks like a lady. Is that real? That's insane.
Found in mountainous or rocky regions and can be interpreted as resembling human or giant-like. Resembles a face, sometimes referred to as a stone giant.
This island quite literally is a sleeping petrified giant. This is undeniable. If you think that this is a simple rock formation, you are out of your mind. The Bible told us about the Nephilim and the giants that used to roam this earth. All of our ancestors told us this as well, and the evidence couldn't be any more clear.
The leviathan was frozen in the water. That's why they panic so much about global warming. Oh my gosh, oh, the ice is melting. Because they know once the ice melts, the leviathan is free. And it's going to happen like God said in the Bible. That's why they're paranoid about that. That's why. Stop global warming, stop global warming. They don't want the ice to melt. Because it's coming. It's always been frozen. But like any other snake or some of these animals that go into hibernation, they can still stay alive and be asleep and still feed in that state, which is why they gather food and stuff before they go into hibernation. That snake has been frozen there. That's why you have tsunamis and hurricanes. When it moves and feeds, it pushes the water. Have you seen, is it a tsunami or hurricane? The one with the water. Hurricane. They say that they know the hurricane is coming. They even know how to measure it because they can see the snake. It's always been alive. It just needs to get released from the eyes. They say that the ocean pulls back and the hurricane is really coming, or tsunami, whatever it is. And then all of a sudden, all this water comes. It's because the snake, the leviathan, and there's more than one, but there's a specific one, the big dog. It sucks the water, and then when it releases, because that's how it feeds, the blob in the ocean, then these natural disasters, and they're natural. God created the leviathan for destruction. It's in the Bible. And that's what it does. And it's almost defrosted. Watch. Just watch. It's time for you guys to really wake up, hey? Yo. Anyway, see you guys in the next one. If you guys actually want a full video about the leviathan, the giants, the buildings, where you actually really are, if you want more videos like that, I can do them, trust me. Just put it down in the comments. If a lot of you do request that and you want to know what's actually really going on, I'm gonna hook you up. Just let me know in the comment section down below. Our brown Mogotsi and stuff, they are part of the plan, but there's a greater plan and it's very, very hectic. But overall, God's plan will triumph. But the evil people are going to keep on doing the things that they are doing. And also, they have labs where they are breeding animals and people. They're doing a lot of things that you don't know about. We should be free to go to Antarctica. And we should be free to just wander off wherever we want because God gave us that free will. But they won't allow you because they are busy experimenting and doing funny things. And they have that treaty. That's the one thing they agree on. It's like the Truman Show. That's where we are. And the other lands know exactly what's happening here. They do. And they're looking at us like, hey, these people are grimy. Like, we're grimy to those. You think you're so cool and so suave and so great. They're looking at us like, why do they have money? Why do they allow themselves to be controlled like this? Why do they have wars and stuff? No, we need this treaty. These people cannot come in. They're dirty. At the bottom of the barrel, hell. Hell. Anyway, let me know, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.